Let's see, I retired in 2017. I've been a diesel mechanic for 45 years.
45 años de experiencia, entonces, y nunca ha tenido un fallo en su inversión. Como operador de diésel, como mecánico, what could you, like, what is your experience? Like, you gave me right now some good insight as far as, you know, you've been to this auction a dozen times, you've bought a dozen pieces, and you've never had a failed unit. You know, what has been like that, the main thing that you've been able to assure to buy good pieces? You know, what do you look at, or what do you assure in the units?
One of the things is when you go to buy a truck, you want to check the oil. The
Revisar el
oil will give you a
aceite.
give you
A big insight.
A big insight, because
Ándale.
a lot of people are going to sell it. They're going to put an oil in it that's real heavy because the main and rod bearings are shot.
Ah, okay.
So if you had the standard oil in there like 1540, like you're supposed to run in a regular diesel, and you fired it up, you hear this knocking. You hear this and that would tell you that the bearing's done.
But that's why they put that oil in there.
Right.
They
And
put
it
to
picks up the slack in there.
Ah, okay.
Another thing you want to look for, and if you're buying a motor, is you want to look at the cooling system. Look at the engine block. Now it's hard to tell if the engine block has been painted, if it's got a coolant leak. But like in Mexico, and like here in Southern California, it gets hot and it stays hot.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things that you have to look at, because if the engine is getting hot, has it overheated? Has it cracked the block? Has it cracked the head? Is the liners cracked? So these are things you can look at. And then
So that's those two things. So number one es en el aceite. Hay trucos y mañas, dice que hay que revisar primero. No nomás revisar el aceite, a ver si tiene, sino ver qué tipo de aceite es, para esconder los ruidos que existen adentro, para esconder los problemas que existen adentro. Y número dos viene siendo las temperaturas del sistema de enfriamiento. Hay que revisar también de una manera, no nomás revisar si tiene agua, pero revisar también los puntos finos para asegurar que no se haya calentado. Por ejemplo, estamos en zonas de Texas hasta acá, hasta California, donde las temperaturas son muy altas, entonces ese es otro punto número dos muy importante.
Did I say all of that?
Yes, you did. Number three now. What's that? Vamos a ver el número tres. So what would you, the third, like the top thing that you need to check para asegurar una buena inversión? What would you throw it at?
I would look at the tires and the brakes.
Oh, los frenos y las llantas. What about those? Like, what am I looking at?
On a like this semi here, the brake shoes, if they're at 3/8 of an inch or less, that means they're a 1/16 inch above the rivets, and you have a possible chance of what we call cam over. When the camshaft that causes the brake shoes to expand goes beyond the point, then the cam cams over and the brakes aren't done. And so that's not a good time to do it.
If you're doing a purchase, though, right?
Yeah, you don't want that. You want to make sure that the brake shoes are in good shape, the drums aren't cracked, and the tires are decent. They don't have to be perfect.
Yeah, of course.
You're buying a
exactly.
used piece of equipment. And you want to listen to it run, and you want to check the steering, and things that are on the safety issues.
So, okay, o sea, fíjate, son puntos que pueden sonar muy sencillos de que, revisa las llantas y los frenos, pero sí, pero hay más especificación adentro de eso, como les mencioné ahorita con lo que es el aceite y el sistema de enfriamiento. Igual aquí, revisando las zapatas, igual adentro de los tambores, viendo las condiciones, porque eso también nos puede indicar problemas más severas que se aproximan. Claro que no en perfectas condiciones, porque al fin son usados, pero en sí poder determinar si realmente vamos a tener que hacer una reparación mayor o todavía nos queda bastante tiempo de vida útil restante en esos sistemas que son indicadores que nos dice el porcentaje de vida útil restante en sí de toda la máquina. Nos ayuda a determinar ese retorno de inversión, nos ayuda a determinar esa puja que vamos a hacer. Y eso viene aquí del experto que, how many years I've been doing this for?
Let's see, I retired in 2017. I've been a diesel mechanic for 45 years.
45 años de experiencia, entonces, y nunca ha tenido un fallo en su inversión. Certificado en lo que es todo lo que es en reparaciones.
Have a good day.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
it, brother. Picture.